torch has been passed to a new generation of Americans born in this century, tempered by war, and unwilling to witness or permit the slow undoing of those human rights to which this nation has always been committed.
Democracy, in order to live, must become a positive force in the daily lives of its people. It must make men and women whose devotion it seeks feel that it really cares for the security of every individual.
The American founders had a clear understanding of the tasks they were trying to attempt. The first was to win freedom, the Revolution, 1776. But of course the French did it, 1789, Russians did it, 1917, Chinese did it, 1949. Revolutions are not that distinctive, just throwing off an ancient regime, an ancien regime. The second task was ordering freedom. The French didn't do it. Their revolution spiraled down to demonic disorder and a reign of tyranny. The Chinese and the Russians didn't do it either. The Americans did. That's the Constitution. That took longer and took a lot more thought. The third part, though, they were equally insistent on, was sustaining freedom. You remember Ben Franklin coming out of the Philadelphia Convention. What had he achieved? Mrs. Powell asked him, and his immortal reply, "A republic, madam, if you can keep it." Now, the fact is they stress that because that's the hardest part. But 230 odd years later, hardly any Americans talk of that today. But of course that is today's challenge. The revolution's completed. The Constitution's completed. But sustaining isn't. It's not just decades, it's centuries. And now that America is dominant in the world, there's only one final stage after dominance, which is decline. The great Jewish philosopher Isaiah Berlin, who was at Oxford when I was a student, talked of the two types of freedom, negative and positive. Freedom from and freedom for. And most modern Americans have only the negative view of freedom. It's freedom from. Now, if I'm free from everybody else, I will cut myself off from being responsible for them or whatever. And you can see that libertarianism taken too far leads to an attitude of freedom that becomes indifference. And the fact is that current American versions of freedom are not sustainable. And that's the urgency of the hour. We've reached a crisis point, and unless America discusses how to sustain freedom and renew freedom, she will decline.